What is up, Destiny nerds? Welcome to the Destiny Nerds podcast. My name's Bearded Luke, joined aside me. Havoc.
I'm a little nervous, man.
Are you nervous?
You just told Clyde not to be nervous, and
you're the nervous one.
As we saw the chat room start to populate, and man.
Well,
what am I doing here?
You guys are here for a great night. I would love to introduce a legend to the podcast. This dude's probably 250 pounds of pure muscle, straight from Cleveland, Ohio, looking awesome, grinding hard. We have Clyde, GsxrClyde, or GsxrClyde, however you want to say it. It's Clyde. How are you doing, bro? Thanks for joining us.
I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Yes.
Nice lazy Sunday,
Yeah.
I think for all of us, man, it's been a lazy Sunday, man.
I didn't get out of bed till 1 o'clock.
Well, but what time did you go to bed?
6 a.m.
All right. So, okay. I mean,
yeah,
6-7 hours.
I did the same. I always do the thing. So last night was the time change. So I stay awake so I can go to the future. So it hit 2 a.m. and as soon as it hit 2 a.m., it went to 3 a.m. immediately. I was like, all right, I did it. I can go to bed now.
Same.
Right.
Awesome.
Well, we've got a lot to talk about. But obviously, based on the chat, you guys know all about Clyde. So what? I guess not only for myself, but Luke wants to know, Clyde. This segment's all about you. You tell us about your journey with Destiny. What got your eyes about Destiny? Like what you saw to start playing it, and all the way up to this point. Like basically your whole Destiny career.
So pretty much my whole streaming career.
Yeah, like for that alpha, if you started on the alpha or beta all the way up to this point, I'm curious to know.
Yes. Tell us. Let it all out.
We got time.
First time I seen Destiny, I made fun of it.
Really?
I said it was a kid's game.
Wow, okay.
I was at my buddy Rob's house. He was doing a Crota raid. And I was like, what is this kid shit you're playing,
Mm-hmm.
Or kid, And I was just like, what are you doing? I'm like, where's the COD? Where's Madden? Where's UFC? Like, where's because those are the games I was playing. I was in Madden tournaments and COD tournaments, and I actually played on a COD tournament team when I was younger. I was like 14, and we were driving to Pennsylvania doing little tournaments. We actually won one. It was me and my two buddies, and it was like a $1,200 tournament. So hey, you're that young and you win $400, I was like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then, that was in Black Ops 1 days. And then I was like, all right, time to be an adult, 15 years old, need to get a car, let's get a job. So I said, I can't do video games right now. But, I was into sports a lot. Yeah, when I went over to my buddy Rob's house, I seen him playing Destiny. And he's like, oh, I'm doing this Crota raid. It's really dope. Thor wants to come say hi.
Oh, hey.
Yes. Introduce Thor, the first dog of the Destiny
Thor,
podcast.
the dog that's more famous on YouTube than I am.
Yeah.
Come say hi.
Love
I'm
it.
telling a story.
Content.
Oh.
Content.
I'm telling a story.
He's like, no, we're playing.
You like that fact that you're bashing Destiny. You're like, what the hell is this crap? So, honestly, he's upset.
He's mad about it.
He gets crazy.
COD? It's COD. How dare you?
But, yeah.
This is off topic, but is that a steel case gesture that you're sitting on?
That is a steel case jester I'm sitting on.
That looks nice. I just bought a steel case last night.
Luke has been going through a plethora of chairs in the last few months, and hopefully he's found the one.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
I've literally
had these for half off.
Yeah, I bought one. I bought one off of the website that does they remanufacture them, so it was like $500 instead of $1,200. And I'm sitting in the Logitech, the $1,500 stupid Logitech.
You don't like it?
I hate it. I hate it so much.
You're the third person that said that.
Yeah.
You've been through a Secret Labs chair, two of them, right?
I've been through Secret Labs, Autonomous, Herman Miller, and now I'm switching over to Steel Case, the Leap version 2. But
some say he has commitment issues. I'm just saying.
So Clyde, before you continue your story, I am in the same exact boat as you. I got Destiny 1. I played the alpha and the beta, and I was like, this is dumb. I'll never play this. This is Halo. I don't like that. And then I got I got the game and I got to level 20, and then I returned it and traded in for Shadow of Mordor, and then I didn't play it again until House of Wolves. That's when I really got into it.
So yeah, Rob was doing a Chrono Raid.
Okay.
He's like, yo, check this out. Watch this. I'm gonna run through the lamps by myself. I'm like, okay. I was just watching it. I'm like, that's kind of cool. And then he's like, oh, I'm gonna sword fly, and I'm gonna skip the bridge. And I'm like, all right, well, that was pretty cool too. And then he got to the Death Singers, and someone on the fire team got a Gallahorn.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
So the LFG guys left. There was literally Rob by himself, and I'm like, get left, nerd. I'm like, yeah, you want me to play this game? He's like, well, check this out. I'm gonna switch characters. I'm gonna have my buddy join. I'm just gonna solo the boss. When I seen that, I'm like, oh, you can low man stuff. Challenging PvE content. Sorry, but I don't know what that is in D2. But
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, that was kind of cool. And then he hit me up and he said, hey man, we can do this game share on PlayStation where you can just log into my account on your PlayStation and save it, and then you don't have to buy Destiny. Yeah. Make your own account. I'm like, all right, let's try it. I'm like, I'll try it, but if I like it, I'll buy it. I don't want to like account share, you know.
Yeah.
So he let me sign in. I made a warlock.
Smart.
Went with the self res, you know, because I'm like, I don't know this game.
Yeah.
And leveled up. Just, you know, kind of played on my own time. I didn't really like play with him. I told him, I'm like, if I want to get into a game, I'm gonna play on my own. Let me, you know, kind of experience the game.
Yeah. Were you streaming yet at this point, or is this like just gaming?
No, I was not streaming.
Okay.
So I was just gaming a little bit, a couple hours a week. It was when House of Wolves dropped. It was like when I really started just getting into the game. So I was never an alpha player or anything, and so I think I leveled up to, I don't know, 26, 27, nothing crazy, and never really experienced the Forever 29, you know.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Man.
But
those were tough times.
And so then I put it down. I was just like, dude, you got to work. I was starting my company at the time, and I was just like, look, you know, work. I can't put video games forward yet. Like, I just can't commit to it. And I seen the Taken King commercial.
Yes.
I was like, what is that hammer? What is that? I'm like, the Titan gets a hammer? Because I was like one of those guys in D1 that you probably hated. Blinking Shotgun, Hunter, Blade Dancer. Like, I played a lot of PvP. Self-resing Warlock, Firebolt Nades.
Yeah.
And I seen the Taken King commercial, and I'm like, dude, I want to grind. But life came. I couldn't play when it launched. I was like, dude, I gotta, you know, I think it launched in like August or September when that launched.
Yeah.
And I was just like, was so busy with work, and it was my first year of my company, and I was just like, dude, I just can't do it. So when I finally got into the game, he's like, oh, you're a noob. You're so behind us. You got to grind to 270. You got to get the 270 to get a Nightfall. I remember that. That was the normal Nightfall power level, was 270. I got there in one day.
Oh my gosh.
I went from like 26 or 27 to 40 and 270 in one night. He's like, what did you do? I'm like, I stayed up all night.
Yeah.
I'm like, you said I had to grind, so I wanted something to grind. He's like, all right, let's do Nightfall. Smoked it. I'm like, let's do King's Fall. I'm like, I want to do it. He's like, oh, well, you're not leveled. I'm like, dude, that's self-res. I probably set a world record of how many self-reses I used in that raid. I died so much.
You're like, challenge accepted. Oh.
I died so much.
You were being Sherpa'd at that point.
I was being Sherpa'd, man. They were walking me through the game, and I didn't understand like what to do. I was just like, you know, just destroy everything. You don't have to hide. Just if you see an enemy, run at it, kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, this game's pretty cool. And then me and Rob started doing cool stuff. We would be high leveled, and we'd like sit at Court of Orcs, and people would message us like, hey, can you stay? I'm not high enough. I'm like, just put the coin in. watch this.
Yeah,
Rob
you
goes
just
up
sit
with his
around. Yeah,
Rob
yeah,
goes
yeah,
up with his raised lighter uppercuts. I had the bolt caster. I'm just slaying everything, and like people started messaging us back like, "Thank you, thanks for the help," and I'm like, well, "This is kind of cool." I'm like, "What else can we do?" So we would like launch in towers and just find some low-level person like, "Hey, you want to do a nightfall?" Well, I'm not high enough. I'm like, "There's no requirements here. Just come on, you know, LFG post.
Yeah.
Know what to do."
Hop in the backpack. Let's go.
You know, so it was cool, and then I met my raid team off LFG. LFG to raid. We did a King's Fall in like 42 minutes. Smoked it. I'm like, damn, that was nice. So we launched in the tower, me and a few buddies, and these guys kept messaging us, just messaging. Like there wasn't like one, there was like 10. Hey, we want to do King's Fall. We're 1280. We're 1290. Like one was 1280, one was 1290. We can't get this raid done. We've been trying to do this raid. We've been trying to find people. And I'm like, all right, invite them to voice chat. You know, so we brought them in PlayStation chat, and we were just like, hey, what's up? They're like, oh, dude, we're trying to get a raid group. We want to do King's Fall. We want it bad. We grinded for 24 hours to get our power level up. And I'm like, I did that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's go. And my buddy's like, let's not take them through normal. Let's take them through hard. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah.
so riding the lion's den, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. Everyone knows the Dunce rock under War Priest. You just have someone stand on that rock.
Yep.
And when they were under leveled, we were on Titans, obviously, best class. But we would pop Armor of Light bubbles on the totems so they wouldn't die. So we kept chaining the orbs in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I went down to the plate, we had one low guy on the right, one low guy on the left, and we'd keep popping bubbles so they didn't die the Boomer Knights. Enjoyed the experience of the raid. And just hearing how they reacted, of how they got their loot, I was like, man, that's pretty dope. And then, yeah, one day I just said, hey, let's hit this. It didn't like kind of happen in this events. Like when I met those guys, I was already streaming.
Mm-hmm.
They were like my 50th follower. They're actually still in my Discord. They just started coming back to play. It's kind of cool.
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
hey, you guys were followers 50 and 51. Well, now we're 5 years down the road. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what? Come on. When I started streaming,
You said Titan Master Class. So
I didn't want that anyway.
Clearly.
I didn't want my water bottle anyway.
He said no. Give him some
Just
G-Sup,
knocked my
see what
water
happens.
bottle off. Yeah, like when I just started getting into streaming, it was just more of, you know, I'm gonna treat this like a hobby. So I hit the PlayStation button, the little start button on the controller. I streamed off console for 11 months. And people were like, yo, you should buy a PC and you should buy the whole streamer setup. And I'm like, I don't really know if I want to do this, you know? Like, do I really want to commit to it? And they're like, well, you can apply for partnership. You know, you're like you know, you can go for it and you can, you know, grow your channel more. And I'm like, all right, well, we'll see. So I did 11 months. 11 months on my PlayStation. No cam, no nothing. I was switching over, getting ready to buy a PC, and one of my subs hit me up and he said, hey man, my son loves you, watches you, I love you too. Can I fly you out to California? I said, what? I said, I want to fly you and your raid team, you, your best friend, your raid friends, and I want you guys to do a surprise birthday party for my 9-year-old kid. And I'm like, sounds awesome. And I was like, you sure? You know? And I mean, this guy was vice president sales of Fender guitar. So
Oh, dang.
Oh, wow.
he was big name.
Yeah, big boy.
And I was just like, look, you don't have to pay for it. He's like, look, I got you. So he flew me, Rob, and 4 of my friends that I used to raid with. Those 2 guys, Dad and Hug, those 2 guys that followed me early in streaming too, and 2 other names. And we flew out there. He got us a condo right on Sunset Boulevard. Like, we got the full like celebrity treatment. It was
Yeah.
kind of crazy. And you know, he bought TVs for the condo and consoles and like had them all mounted on the wall. And like
How long you been out there for?
huh? We were down there for 4 days.
4 days. Wow.
And Bro, I'm telling a story. You don't care?
You don't care.
Give me a minute.
While he's doing that, Havoc, how's your day? Also,
well, it's good. Yeah, I can't top that.
this is a great story so far. I'm ready for this to keep going because we're only at like the
Just give
first
him a
11
handful of
months of
treats.
streaming. There we go.
Yeah,
But,
that right now.
I flew out there. It was cool. And he opens the door. And everybody starts saying hi to him and saying their gamer tags. And he's like, what's going on? And then he said, where's Clyde? And his dad was like, oh, well, Clyde's busy streaming. He couldn't make it. And he's just like, oh, okay. Just like put his head down, you know?
Oh,
So he goes into his bedroom. And I open the door and I'm like, hey, bud, what's up? And he like freaked out. He's like, oh my God, Clyde's here. I'm like, what's up, man? You know, this is the first time I ever did a cam stream because we had one of those PlayStation Live cams.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
So we did that, killed it. Just absolutely was just nuts. He was raiding with us. He was talking to chat like he was the streamer. Real cool. And I had a Scuff Impact at the time, and it had the money symbol, the money wrap on it, you know. And I gave it to him. I'm like, hey man, this is my Scuff Impact. It's yours now. And he did the little money symbol. He's like, show me the money. I'm like, yeah. And like it was really cool. His name is Joey T. Still talk to the guy.
That's
I was gonna
awesome.
say, does he still come to the streams?
Yeah, I still talk to his dad. Still talk to his kid. I talked to him on Instagram too. But it was just really cool. And you know, so pretty much when that happened, I was just like, all right, this is pretty cool to stream and make impact on people's lives, you know. So
Yeah. For real.
when I got back, I realized that I'm like, yo, I just came off a hype weekend. This is cool. But I came back and started streaming, and I lost half my viewership. Literally. I'm like, I do something cool like that, and I lost half my audience. I'm like, damn, you can't take a day off. You got to be consistent. Like, I'm like, that's so weird. So, you know, next day, race to Best Buy, buy the first PC I see.
Yeah.
Hey, I buy power. Cool, give me that. It had like a i7 7700 with a 1060 graphics card, full 3 gig. And I like set up all the alerts and set up everything and went live with it. It was funny because my rig was in front of me, but I was sitting like this, playing on my TV. I'm like talking to chat. I'm like, this is not how it's supposed to be. But I'm like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to get. And then like, I was telling my buddy, I'm like, dude, I did this for like 2 days and it's really a pain. I have screenshots of like my old setup too, like my old like overlays and stuff. It's pretty funny. Like it had like GsxrClyde at the top with like military stars and like the Spotify text screen on the bottom. And I'm like, oh my God. Like
You got to start somewhere.
So I went out and bought a gaming monitor and bought a camera and turned the cam on. Everyone's like, what the hell? Thought you were some little skinny nerd. I'm like, I'm a grown-ass man. Hello. You know?
We all
Yeah.
come in different sizes, man.
Right. And I was just like, you know, hey, and you know, and it kind of just blew up from there. But you know, Destiny to me it gave me that experience. And you know, there's been so many times over, you know, the 5 years that I've streamed. It's the littlest thing you do. You just play a video game with someone and you brighten their day.
Yeah.
You know, especially like the family raids, the father-son playing video games together. Just doing stuff like that. I'm 5'11", Maddox.
That's what my height is. If we hugged, our
Me
faces
too.
would see each other.
5'11" as well.
I don't skip leg day either. I saw you guys.
Did you
typing
see
that?
that?
I don't skip leg day.
I
I'm
bet
just-
you got
I'm
nice
just-
calves, if I'm being
I'm
honest.
just built different.
I've seen you in person. Actually, it's kind of like it's a little creepy in one way. When I was at Guardian Con when it was happening, you were there, and I remember seeing you because you're very like
You stick
you
out.
are built
Stick
different.
out.
You don't look like just like some random dude that's walked around. And everyone's like, you're like showing people videos on your phone. I rember you were just in this lot in this area, and I was like,
Yeah.
that
yeah,
guy
I saw
must.
him there too.
I'm like, this
But
dude
Luke,
must
did
be
you go up to him and
popular.
talk to him?
I don't know. No, listen, Havoc, shut up. I didn't talk to anyone because I didn't know anyone.
Nope, you
I didn't even
talk to me. I
stream.
just sat there.
I didn't even. So I saw. I'm like, this guy looks important. I ended up finding these. Everyone, you had a shirt on that had your name on it. I was like, That's how I found you on the internet. So originally, I'm like, well, he was important.
So you fact checked him, just Google him, or
I was like, I did that a lot because I didn't know anybody that I like showed up to this thing, and then that's what made me want to stream because I went to that and I was like, these people, all these communities, blah blah. But that's sweet, Clyde. So like, Destiny means more to your streaming career than probably anything, right?
No, Rob.
It means
more.
it means a lot. I mean, I was, this is more of personal stuff. I have no filter, but I was engaged. 2 weeks before the wedding, I canceled it. Found out she was working at a dance club. She was stripping, and it kind of just set me off. And after that, I was just me. I'd stream for 8 hours, work for 10, sleep for 2. And it was, it really like I was drinking a lot, I was partying a lot, and like streaming actually like took me out of that, took me out of that like stage because like I was just partying, I didn't care. I'm like, oh, I got my own company, I'm sweet, yeah, I could just spend money. Well, when the credit card bill comes in at the end of the month, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And it was just streaming kind of like took my focus to just keep grinding, and I'd watch people like what I used to do when I was growing. I'd watch other streamers and do what they didn't do because I'm like, I don't want to do that. Look at their chat, boring. Look at this streamer, boring. I don't like this person. I mean, I'm just an honest person. If I don't like you, I'm like, hey, I don't like you.
You're very
Don't
authentic.
be like, hey, I don't like this guy. Hey, you want to play tomorrow?
You're playing with them. I hate you so much. Now,
Right.
now, kill the ads.
Yeah. Like I don't like that. I don't like that fakeness. And there's a lot of that on the internet. I'm 100% just honest, and like my chat's honest with me. If someone's like, hey, you're an asshole, that's like, okay, well, hi, nice to meet you. Well, hey, I'm just letting you know that's why I watch you, because you're a dick. Okay. But it's it's just changed me a lot, and just what my community has done. I'm not the type of person to like brag, but my community is one of a kind. Just what we've done over the years, records we've broken, stuff we've done for charities, stuff we've done for other community members. The gift that just keeps giving is really one of a kind, and I couldn't be more thankful. And I try and thank everybody every day, but I feel like it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's never going to be enough.
It's never going to be enough, because they surprise me every day. But it's, streaming it's just different to me. It's very close. It's helped me with family. It's helped me stay positive, with issues. I watched my mom battle cancer twice, and literally streaming kept me sane from that.
Yeah.
And she comes in chat and she appreciates everybody. She watches all the time. She'll be at home. She'll pull up on her iPad. She's like, Clyde, the things that people say, they really do appreciate you. And when your mom tells you that, you're like, all right, if I have a tissue, look what's going on.
Yeah, seriously.
And and like she'll go to these meetings with her doctors. Like, this is what really killed me. This is that tearjerker.
Yeah.
So she's at the doctor. She's about to get her breast cancer surgery. The day of. And the doctors and the team are around her, and they're like, why are you handling this so different? Why are you so positive? And she's like, you see my shirt? Never surrender. My son tells me that, and I'm like,
wow.
yeah. I'm like, okay, Mom, you can stop now.
That's deep, man.
And and it's just cool that she backs it. My family just back it, and it's every day I try and I try and do better, and I've been breaking into variety now. I was so scared to stream other games. I'm like, they're not gonna watch me. I watch other streamers stream other games, and their community dies. And I tried Outriders. I've been playing Dark Souls, and they're with it. So it's truly amazing. And couldn't thank him more.
Heck yeah, dude. Thanks for sharing that. That's super. That's a super cool.
Jeez.
I know this is a super cool story. It makes me want to just keep asking more questions.
Ask away.
just because it's so cool, and I understand 100% where you're at, where it's like you can't thank the people up, because even like myself, I'll have like 30 people watching me and do something for me, and I'm like, why are you doing that for me? Like, you know what I mean? That's so kind of you, and you're seeing that happen constantly, and your community is awesome. Whenever, if you don't mind sharing, like, what did you do? This has nothing to do with Destiny, but what did you do? Like, I know your life kind of switched a little bit recently from whenever did you? I think you said you sold your business, but like, what kind of business did you have, and like how much was that? Like a ton of work at the same? It sounded like it was a ton of work at the same time as playing games and streaming.
Yeah, I mean, dude, yeah. I mean, it got to the point where I had like the jitters every day. I was between working, you know, I'd stream till like 3 a.m. I'd go to bed, I'd wake up at 7, I'd be at the shop by 8, work till 4, stream all night, do it again. I barely have any time to sleep. Mm-hmm. It was rough. I started the company out as landscaping. I was in the bricklayers union, and I pretty much got my general contractor's license. I was just sick of working for people. I'd do these side jobs, and I'd have to wait for paychecks, and I'm like, dude, why don't I just do this myself? So I started my own company, started landscaping, bought the trailer, had a truck. Didn't buy anything at first. I'm like, hey, if I get a job that requires a tool, I'll buy the tool then. Because then you put it, you know, like if I have to cut something down, I'll go buy it. But you don't just go buying stuff you don't need right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I literally emptied out my bank account. I remember I always tell chat, I had $6. I bought a Subway sub, and I said, you're broke, you're flat broke, you got literally less than $1 in your bank account. Tomorrow's a new day. Change your life. And passed out flyers for like 12 hours and got up my first call, and boom, bam, did a job. It was like a couple $100, and just kept doing that every day and built it up. 6 years down the road, it was pretty much a landscaping design company. It was based off of doing sprinkler systems, porches, pavers, gazebos, drywall, anything you pretty much need except electricity and plumbing. I didn't want to play with electricity. I've watched my buddy's arm fall off from electricity. Like, I'm not kidding you.
Like it physically fell off?
Arc flash went in his arm, and it exited at the top, and literally, it was disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
Arc flash is no joke. Anyone that knows electricity, arc flash is no joke. He had the proper PPE on. It just he got the 1% drop rate. It was bad. And plumbing, I don't want to smell people's poop all day. So,
yeah.
You know, so that wasn't me. But I ended up building the company up to over 250 accounts, and I sold it in September, and I've been full-time streamer since September 1st.
That's
last
awesome.
year.
Do you feel different, like physically? Like, have you been able to like get on a schedule where you can sleep and no? You still just don't sleep?
I feel like I still have a job.
Yeah.
Because when I'm not streaming, I'm doing emails. Like,
yeah,
you know, I'm supposed to be doing
content.
emails today. So if anyone emailed me or DM'd me on Twitter, I'm sorry, but I didn't read it. But it's, you know, it's always something. It's you know, and when you're trying to grow, you know, you're always like thinking of ideas. Like, I'll be sitting there watching TV, and I'm like, oh, I got this idea. And then I start getting on my PC, and I'm like, well, I'm going to DM this person. I got an idea. And then you look over the clock, and there's 3 hours later, and you're like, okay, well, might as well just keep going. Or, you know, I've been trying to work on YouTube and work on other stuff, and it's literally a full-time job. I mean, it's a lot, you know, and then trying to, you know, the weather's starting to break, so I'm trying to go outside more, play with the dog, go to the gym, do family stuff. It's definitely been different, but what I've been enjoying is day streams. You know how nice it is to just go live at like 11, and then you end stream at like 7, and you're looking over at the clock. You're like, I can eat dinner and have a life.
Yeah.
You can go sit on the couch, you know, watch sports or watch a movie, and like it's not 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, this is really nice. And I was loving the day streams, and I do a split now. It's like 6 days a week. 3 days are day streams, 3 days are night streams. Because I grew my channel off the night stream, and I'm like, I can't just be like, hey guys, I'm just going to day shift. So
yeah, of course. Yeah, because there's a bunch of people that probably can only watch you in the middle of the night.
Right.
That's how I stream when my wife goes to bed, or when finish editing, so I start streaming at 11 p.m. Eastern, and I just go until 4 or 5, and then I'm up at 9, back at it, so I can get you on the no sleep thing.
That was always like a common ask questions. How do you balance work with streaming? And I mean, really you can't. I mean, it's very tough.
Yeah.
Like it was just to the point where I was just like, oh my God, like this is almost impossible. But I did it, and because I'm like, oh, I'll just hire people and teach them how to run the daily jobs, and I won't have to do anything, and I can stay at home. That's never the case.
Nah.
There's always something coming up, something bringing you off to a job site, and I was just like, you know what, I can't do this as much. I need to figure it out. And luckily, the same person that they offered to buy my company in 2019, and then they just backed out. But then they called me again last year and said, hey, we're ready to buy. And I'm like, okay.
That's awesome. Did they know anything about your streaming? Like, did that, not that influenced it, but if you type I was looking for your logo. If you type your name in, like it's the whole entire picture section of Google. Not your real, I don't know what your real name is, but if you type in your username, it's like, brrr, like, well, I mean, I'd buy your company. I'm just kidding.
No, I didn't. I don't even think they knew that I.
You're like a superhero on the side. They don't know your side gig.
Yeah, I don't even think they knew that that I streamed.
Nice. I always wonder that about people, like in not the real world, because this is all the real world. I mean, if anything, you just turned your side gig into your real world by grinding your butt off and not sleeping, but and making good content. I always wonder what people think about influencers or partner streamers or big people that also, like, 'cause there's a lot of them that still work on the side. I wonder if there's like just a whole world over there. Like they have buddies, they have friends. If they even say anything, I think about it with Glad sometimes, for instance. Because I've seen I saw that one picture of him on that boat. There's just like all these girls around him and stuff. I'm like, do you think they know he streams, or do you think he just is like,
for sure, for sure.
But
I mean, I tell all my friends know I stream.
Yeah.
So it's, all my friends get it. My family's kind of like, you sold your business. What are you doing? But I told them what my plan was to get into flipping houses and streaming and.
Is that part of the future too? The flipping houses?
Yeah, that's why I sold the company. I wanted to get into real estate and, buy foreclosed houses and fix them up and flip them. That's kind of what my goal is to try and get into. My uncle does it. He's really successful with it. He has about 15 properties right now.
Awesome.
So
do you want to do
hey, I got 15 houses, bud. And he's like, when I want to stop working, I sell all 15, retirement. And I'm like, ain't that the plan?
I have buddies that they don't have retirement plans. Their retirement plans are their flips. They'll buy apartments, they'll buy houses, they'll flip them, then they'll make them rentals, and then there's mailbox money essentially every month. But
mailbox money every month, good to go.
Yes, sir. Sweet. All right. Well, Havoc, sorry, you haven't got to say anything in a while. Do you have any questions before we talk about actual Destiny, which we will talk about?
All right, but let these two guys just chit chat.
Got a lot of stories, sorry.
So we heard obviously your story with Destiny, and we could all thank Rob for that, honestly, because he was mentioned a lot during all that. But what got you to streaming? Like, what made you decide? Like, who put the word in your ear? Like, dude, you should stream. Like, who put that idea in your head?
Good question.
Is it Rob?
No, it wasn't Rob. Rob was mad when I told him I started streaming because I didn't talk to Rob for like 4 months, and I'm like, dude, I'm streaming and there's people watching me, and this one guy gave me $100. He's like, what? He's like, bro, why didn't I do that? And Rob actually did stream for a little bit too. It was funny, but I was doing a King's Fall raid, and I was just playing with a girl. That's one of my mods. Her name's Dina, and we were just doing a casual King's Fall raid. And when we finished, people were excited. They're like, "Oh, hey, thank you for making the LFG post," because we just posted on LFG like, "Hey, anyone wants to come raid with us? Let's go." And after we gamed with them, she was like, "Hey, you can hit this start streaming button and do this Twitch thing." She's like, "My friends on Instagram do it," because that that was a thing a couple years ago. Like a lot of the PvP guys were on Instagram making like PvP montages.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yo, we're on Instagram. We're clouded, you know." And she's like, "You should start streaming and hit the button." And I'm like, what do I have to do? And she's like, "Just hit the button and talk to chat and tell people to come hang out with you." Because we ran into a lot of the times where there'd be like 6 or 7 of us, you know, wanting to talk, but our party chats were full. We didn't have Discord or nothing like that. So we were like, and she's like, "Oh, well, if you stream, the people that are in the party chat with us can watch and they can hang out in chat and tell us, hey, we'll raid next and stuff." Or they can like talk to us. And I'm like, "Okay, we'll try that out." So she's the one that actually told me about Twitch. And I'm like, "Okay, I'll start streaming." And then like every day I had like a list of websites where when I was getting ready to raid, I would tell people, "Hey, live on Twitch, come hang out in my chat if you want to come watch," you know? And it was annoying. I mean, literally every time I got to, yeah, tell him. Sorry, the dogs.
It's all good.
It's all
It's
good.
play day. It's play day on Sunday for me and him. Oh, when we get to like Orcs or something or the raid boss, we would I would make posts on like 5, 6, 7 different LFGs, and I'd be like, "Hey, this is gonna help me grow." Nope. I hung out with Nightbot every day. Me and Nightbot were homies.
You guys are buds.
But you know, the more raids I did, and the more posts I'd make, and the more grinding I did, and the more people I would just message in the tower, and just be like, "Hey, you want to play?" You know, and tell them, "Hey, you know, if you want, follow me on Twitch." So it kind of got to the point where I could expose myself and, you know, get more marketing. But still, I'd only have a few viewers, 3, 4, 5, maybe. Sometimes I get up to 10. The big thing was when I'm trying to do something here.
Is he about to get the sauce? That's
He's
what
about
chat
to get
wants
the
to know.
sauce. He's about to get the boot. Come on, man. What?
The first dog podcast.
But when
We got a picture. We put that featuring Clyde and Thor in the
Featuring-
title next to it.
yeah.
Clyde featuring.
But when when I did Oryx Challenge, I looked over and there was like 90 people watching my stream, and I'm like, "What the hell?" It was like the first time I've ever seen it. Like usually it's like 20 people, and they're like, "Yo, we're struggling on this challenge. Can you tell us how to do it?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, watch us do it." So we did it, and like I was like, "Man, this is cool." And they're like, "Man, that's really really awesome. Like you guys did it with random people. We're struggling with stack teams." I'm like, "Oh, it's not bad." And they're like, some guy comes in chat. His name was Falcon247. I'll never forget that guy's name. He's like, "I'll give you $100 right now if you can take 5 new people through King's Fall hard mode." I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." So I LFG'd it. Took me 9.5 hours. Took me 9.5 hours to do that raid. None of them left. None of them complained. We struggled.
Where'd you guys get stuck at the longest? What part?
We got stuck at War Priest and Gorgoroth pretty quick because I had to hold the aura, and they couldn't DPS.
Yikes.
I was teaching them how to run on daughters, but they kept messing up, so I literally had to. Sorry, my wire.
Oh, you're fine.
It's all good.
I literally had to become torn twice.
Dang.
What is this? What is cord doing? Sorry, I got a extension for my earphones, and it just sits on the floor now.
There you
But
go.
when I got the Oryx, it was hell. I mean, it was hell, but it was a lot of fun. Got it done, and like that's when people were like, "Yo, I respect you for doing that. That was really dope." And you know, I'm gonna hang out here more. So like, again, it just next day went down to 10 viewers, and I'm like, how do I have that many people? How do I have that many people watching me? And then the next day you just don't. I'm like, all right, don't look at numbers, you know. It was tough back then because, you know, it was a different way to get partnered. When I applied for partnership, you needed to have like 150 concurrent for like over 2 months.
Oh,
Like,
dang.
it was very different. When I first started streaming, I think the requirement was like 300. It was a lot. they were a lot more strict. But
Yeah.
you know, just going through that and growing and streaming every day was definitely an experience. But yeah, I'm glad I hit that button.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
my.
I mean, just think about where you'd be if you robbed and say play Destiny,
Right.
and then her telling you, hey, stream. So
Partying somewhere.
Yeah.
oh, man, everyone seems to have a story like that's so. Obviously, you started late, I guess, in a sense, and then up to the point now, you say you're starting to do variety.
Yep.
Now, is the reason why you're doing variety, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason why you started to do more variety is because of the state of Destiny right now? Is
No.
that the reason? Or you just something you just want to challenge yourself to do?
I just need to get my name out there. I feel like I peaked.
You come across like you like to be challenged, which is awesome.
I like to be challenged, and
You
it's like I feel like I've peaked in Destiny.
Okay.
Like I've hit a peak. I've hit like
The ceiling.
I've hit like the ceiling. Yeah, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I can hit 600, 700, 800 viewers doing fun stuff, but when there's nothing to do, it's just like, and that's why I broke out of service streaming. I used to do 15 raids a day with chat, and then, when raids got boring, they're like, oh, screw this guy, I don't want to watch him. And I'm like, you're just gonna come around just because you need help with something? I'm like, okay. And up until about a year and a half ago, I didn't have really the mind focus to break out of that because I was scared. I'm like, dude, I want to be successful on Twitch, but I also don't want to be just a service streamer of Destiny. So I just kind of broke out of it, and one day I just unleashed on chat, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna do whatever I want any day I want. It's either gonna be here or not. If you don't like it, unfollow, peace out. And they're like, okay, we understand. You get burnt out, but I look at people I'm friends with that can hold 1,000 viewers plus, and they're literally there because they do variety. They do other things, and I'm just like, yeah. And when you're in the state of Destiny that it's in now, I mean, it's garbage.
Yeah.
It's just we've always said the only people that can kill Destiny is Bungie. Well, they're doing it. I mean, they're digging the grave right now.
Yeah.
So. And I was excited too. I was ready to, chill today. I was even gonna hit you guys up, see if we play some trials, but yeah. What happened to that one?
Yeah.
Too soon.
We're not getting our hand cannons today, bud.
No hand cannons now. But it's when it all comes down to it, Tuesday I'm excited for Grandmasters. I'm ready to help people get their adept weapons, and I've got some buddies that are like, hey, we're gonna sign on the consoles with you so we can help out the console people too. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Vault of Glass. So, it's all good, but it's just, there's a point in time where you just have to be variety. And if you look at other Destiny content creators right now, they're all playing variety because they're just like, hey, when our game doesn't have stuff to do, we're bored.
Yeah.
So when you started variety, when you officially, what was the first game that you dipped your toe in?
Well, I've streamed games in the past. Like, I did Fortnite and Fall Guys and, PUBG, like when I first started, like, because I wanted to learn mouse and keyboard.
Gotcha.
I was getting ready for Destiny 2 on PC. I played PUBG, but like, I would say the first like game that I really like introduced into variety was Outriders demo. I was just like, hey guys, this game's coming out April 1st, and I'm gonna play it. And I did like the demo dropped. I played like 6-7 hours, and then like 2 days later, I'm doing another 8-9 hours, and then like 2 days after that, I did another 10. And Outriders audience was in my chat. They were hanging out, asking questions about the game, and I'm like, hey man, this is pretty cool. And then I started getting in my head like, well, I can't play this demo until April 1st. I mean, I could do stuff because everything you do in the game in the demo transfers over to the game day one. And then just Glad kept bothering me. He's like, dude, when are you gonna play Dark Souls? When are you gonna play Dark Souls? Like he wanted me to play it because he's just like, hey man, I'd love to see you play those games. I'm like, all right, cool. And then like other people started being like, yeah, how about Cuphead? We want to see you play a game that's like rage inducing. And I'm like, Dark
So
Souls.
the community just
Yeah,
wants you to
Dark
be pissed
Souls.
all the time.
Yeah, they wanted me to play something to bald, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll play Dark Souls. Let's do it. And I'm like, all right. And like, I was just talking with chat, and they're like, yo, play it this week. Why? You keep talking about it, and I'm like, all right, screw it. Dark Souls Friday. So I played Dark Souls Friday and yesterday, and I'm gonna play tomorrow too. But I'm also gonna play Destiny tomorrow night. But that's later in the night.
Yeah.
Not gonna spoil nothing, but I'm playing with another streamer friend, and we're gonna play some Nightfalls.
Ooh. I'll be there. That sounds sick. It's me. I'm just kidding.
He goes by the name of True Vanguard.
Ooh.
So he wants a palindrome.
That's hype. That's super exciting.
Hey!
So it's cool to watch, and this is turning into like, I think that it's cool to see that you're in like the state of your career in streaming where it's obviously like none of us are gonna have 10,000 concurrent viewers playing Destiny forever. It just doesn't work that way. But you've gotten to the point. It's cool to see you got to a point where you have a community, like a solid community that's, like they're not gonna just not. Some of them are gonna drop off, but they're gonna come with you to wherever you go, and that's where they're like.
Exactly.
That's like the next step of streaming. Like that's why I can tell you own a business. You understand like the next step of this. It's like a business. You run a business for yourself. Like you don't want to just stay stagnant and have like be happy. Like it's cool you get 300 viewers playing Destiny, but then it's like I want to see what the next step of streaming can get me. Like there's like an endless tunnel as long as you take that weird leap that is like moving on to another game, which brings a whole new set of community people in that fall in love with you as a streamer, not just because you play the game. And then that just snowballs, and it's better for you mentally too, because then you get to play other games and not feel like you're enslaved to just Destiny.
Exactly. And it's hit or miss. Sometimes variety could work for your channel. Sometimes it doesn't. I've seen people do variety and they kill their channels, like cut their viewership in half. And when it comes down to it, if you're having fun, your chat's having fun. If you're irritated and you're just not having fun in the game, chat sees that. Like I can't even make a weird face. When I used to stream and I'd be doing like some work emails on the side, my chat would whisper me like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, well, you don't seem focused." I'm like, "All right, put the work away. Let's focus on chat." So, it's just the little things that you're going in the cage. That's it. Oh,
Okay.
Fuck the chat for a second.
Okay.
All right.
This is a Destiny nerd's first.
Thor almost made it an hour.
He made it almost not. Hey, he just loves his dad. He just wants to hang out with his pops. This is fun. So I'm having a blast talking about this. It's if you're listening right now, we're about 50 minutes in and we have not talked about.
This is gonna go over well over an hour. I already feel it, and I'm
But
okay with it.
that we will just embrace the over the hour because I'm so down to keep talking. This has been really fun
Because
so
we have
far.
other things to talk about, and we're still in the first portion of the show, guys. Like usually, the first portion runs about maybe 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And
But
we're
let's
almost at
be
an hour.
let's be real. Some of the most interesting things in podcasts or in this kind of stuff is hearing about human beings' lives.
He's always taking my thunder, man.
He's
No
like,
pun intended, I'm
he's
sure.
like, you're not grown as a streamer. I'm gonna yell.
He gets like this sometimes, but
We were just talking about we talk about Destiny every week for a while on these, but for me personally, like, if I could just interview people like anyone and just talk about their lives and talk about where they're at, I love seeing where people are in their lives, whether that's
you got to go with the flow.
And this has been fun so far. Sweet. Yeah. So let's keep it going with we'll talk a little bit about what's going on in Destiny right now with the TWAB and all that kind of stuff, and the stasis being tuned separately in PvE compared to PvP, which is I think I just said that right. PvP compared to PvE. Sorry. So let's talk about. Let's just talk in general. Like, this doesn't matter that it's stasis. Let's just say, what do you guys what did you guys think whenever you basically saw, hey, Bungie's gonna actually maybe change the sandbox separate from PvE to PvP?
Long overdue.
Long overdue. I mean, like I said, I'm just totally honest all the time. It's stuff they're doing, stuff they put in the roadmap to Witch Queen. It's stuff that's already should have been implemented in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you knew when you were launching Stasis, you knew there'd be issues. Why did it take this long?
The community knew by watching the first trailer.
Yeah,
it's going to be a problem.
When the Warlock Stasis was messed up the first weekend, they changed it right away, and they fixed it so trials could be, played the first weekend of the new season when Stasis came out on Beyond Light.
Yeah.
But they haven't done any changes to Behemoth. They haven't done nothing to the Hunter Stasis. Nothing. And they just wanted to wait on feedback. Like, that's not Bungie. Like, he'll shut up, hopefully.
It's all good.
We're just listening to him. My chat's used to it, but he's got to chill. I didn't put him in the cage. I put the gate up.
Oh, it doesn't bother
me. he where's my focus here? Oh, with the whole sandbox and stuff, like Bungie used to just throw stuff at us in D1. Even when D2 came out, vanilla D2, like we used to have to grind public events for exotics and stuff, and like, it was kind of like a boring grind in D1. I mean D2 when it first came out. Do you guys remember deleting characters when Destiny 2 first came out to get to 305? I know, I did.
I never did it. No.
Guess what people are still doing in this season, 4 years later? Deleting characters, getting unlimited flawless loot, getting unlimited triumphs done. 4 years down the road and you still haven't patched these small things in the game. It's just, and now you're taking power level away. We're only going up 10 power level a season. I get it, it's a chore, but that was something to do. Yeah. Now I'm just sitting here just like, hey, next season Vault of Glass comes out. I'm just putting myself in a gamer's shoes. They just come in, they do a couple Vault of Glass, they go, oh, I'm 13-12 now. Well, the max this season's 13-20. I don't have to play the rest of the season. I got all I needed. Now you're giving them no reason to keep grinding. So, I always said they need to do like a Menagerie 2.0. They need to do some cool event that's going to keep us grinding. Reckoning, something. I hated Reckoning. Yeah. Hours and hours and hours in there. But it was something I played.
Yeah.
This whole casual feeling in the game is just, it's really hurting. And that's what the PvP side is feeling now. The casuals have no reason to play PvP. Right now, PvP is filled of triple stack shitters. Excuse my language.
I agree.
And people that want to make money off people and just do recuffs. I get it. It's a hustle. Hey, guess what? You haven't done recuffs for 2 weeks. Nice paying your bills this month. Get a job.
Get a job.
You bum. If no one's subbing to your channels because they all pay you money anyway. Sorry. I was about a 6 there. But, I don't get it. Even when I play stacked, I'll play with the Primal boys, Frostbolt, ZK. I just sit back. But we'll play for like 3 hours. And then I'm like, oh, cool. Can't wait to go turn in my tokens. What? I got 60. I got 3 packages?
Yeah.
Dude, just spoil people with packages. Spoil people with tokens. I don't care if you win or lose. You still get like 5 tokens a game.
Yeah.
You should be just spoiled in tokens like, hey, even though you can't get to the lighthouse because that's not meant for an everyday player, that's meant for someone that's actually good or in good teamwork, you could still go spoil yourself and loot. Maybe you give them a 2 boon card. Hey, guess what? If you get to the lighthouse, you don't get the gun, but you don't get the adept version. Like, what was it? Last week was the adept messenger. If you do a 2 lost card, you can get 2 mercies. But if you go to the lighthouse on a 2 mercy, they send you to like a different place and you just get the normal version, not the adept, but you still get the excitement of going there. Like, just throw something casual in there to get the player base back up, because We can't do solo queues. Can't do it. It would be too toxic. As soon as you'd solo queue with someone that wasn't at a good playability, most of the community would just back out of the match and leave.
They would just quit. Yep, abandon.
So give me a minute, chat.
Y'all good.
Bro, why are you acting like this? Get me here.
That's amazing.
I love it. It's so organic.
It is.
I love it. Oh man.
It's amazing. What do you think? I mean, are you hyped?
I'm not hyped in a sense that it should have been like we've been banging on the table like I was just doing about a separate sandbox for the longest time.
Yeah.
So long overdue with the separate sandbox or attempting to separate
The
things,
beginning
so.
of the hopeful attempt. I feel like, in a way, I mean, I'm always gonna be around. Like, I don't have loads and loads and loads of time to play, but I still enjoy my time even when it sucks. But I think
no matter how much we hate it, we'll always be back.
Yeah, we're always gonna be
But
like when people like the sandbox. Like, I feel like some of the stuff they're doing, it's like, all right, it's a little too late. Like, you're doing everything we've been asking for literally 4 years straight now, like all at the same time. It's like someone at Bungie was like, okay, fine, they're like reading Twitter, like, fine, just do it, just do everything they said.
But that's what I feel like right now. I feel like we're giving them ideas in the game when you're the devs. You should be doing your own ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm happy with it. I play it all the time. I'll stream it every day. I'm cool with it. But it's just, if you're going to make it to where you want to make us wait, you have to wait for Witch Queen now. You got to give us stuff to play.
Yeah.
If you don't, we're just gonna get bored, and other people are gonna just break off from that. And the Destiny community is one of a kind. They do crazy things for the game. They do crazy things for the community. They do crazy things for charity work. I mean, we're very special, but it's it just gets to a point where the game's not all about the creators. It's not. It's not about the people that stream it. It's not about the people that do articles on it. The Reddit warriors. It's literally everybody has a say so.
Yeah.
But when you're just looking at the game, and you're going to sign on every week, and you're just like, why? What am I gonna do? Why am I doing a strike?
Yeah, that's what I've been.
Why am I doing this?
Like the last
Why am I
week.
doing this? Because I get that question all the time. Why am I doing this? Hey Clyde, what? I'm coming back to the game. What should I do? And I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Just
Gild your seals. I don't know.
play the game. Go through Beyond Light, go through Forsaken, enjoy that stuff. But I mean, this raid really died out quick just because it was built off day one. Keepstone Crypt was an experience day one. Atrax was amazing, but now it's just Titan Boom Boom chess piece. He goes from 100% health to 0, and it's so easy. It's and if the only time people are playing it is because they're probably grinding spoils for guns they don't have, or they're trying to get the Eyes of Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no hard mode raid, and but Bungie said they're gonna implement the hard mode raids down the road. They said master, which that really scared me, because if you look at the programming in the game, everything that's master is just match game with negative modifiers.
Yep.
That's not a hard mode raid. We've had one hard mode raid in Destiny 2.
Leviathan.
Prestige Leviathan.
Mm-hmm.
When you loaded up Prestige Leviathan, not only did the light level not matter, it scaled with your light level. You would do that Prestige Leviathan, it would scale with your light level, you'd still get dumped.
Yep.
And every single encounter had a different mechanic.
Yeah, the mechanics were different.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Just like in
for hard
D1.
mode,
Whenever
do you think hard mode should be contest mode? Just leave it if you
No.
want to do contest modes, should that be the hard mode or no?
No.
I don't think so.
Well, not necessarily. So there's a damage cap in every Destiny activity you do.
Yeah.
If it's 1300 recommended, then 1320 you're capped. Once you're 20 power level above any activity, you cannot do any more damage. So that's why they try and do the -20. I think -20 for a hard mode contest modifier would be a little much. I just think in a hard mode you would just, if you're designing a raid, obviously nothing like Vault of Glass because it's a remastered raid, but in future raids for Witch Queen, there should be different mechanics. and you got to lose the res tokens.
Yeah.
Got to lose them.
Yes.
And I keep telling people right now, like, just new mechanics, lose the res tokens. That's it. And I keep telling people right now, I'm like, you don't realize how easy Vault the Glass is going to be. What happened in normal mode Vault the Glass when you would die? 30-second timer.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's going to happen in Destiny 2 Vault the Glass? You die? Hey, I'm coming to res you, Luke.
Yeah.
Hey, Luke, go ahead and jump off the map again. Hey, you want to come res them? There's no timer.
Yeah.
There's no penalty at all. So you can just die.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care. When even in normal mode, when someone would die and you'd have 30 seconds to res them, some people would soloing left side or middle confluxes or
Yelling at you, stay alive, stay alive,
stay alive, stay alive, get that oracle.
Yeah,
It's gonna
exactly.
be L2. Trust me, I know it's gonna be L2 because I recognize the pattern. You know that was fun, like the moments. But now it's just like, go res them.
No
Yeah.
sense of urgency, really.
So we need the stuff, and none of those prestige layers that they brought. Hey, forcing me to use a sidearm this week is dumb. I don't want to do that. Like, but I get it. You got to try something different. I'm totally with them. But again, you can't just bring back hard mode raids and not give people loot incentive. That's all people care about. The way, and I've seen this in the 5 years I've streamed this game. Now, when I first started streaming, people were just like, hey, I'm just playing the game. I got this cool thing. I got this cool armor. I got this cool armor set. Now it's, why am I playing? Why are you doing that? What's the point of us doing this new activity? There's no loot.
Yep.
So
I'm in that same exact spot. I literally get on every night and I'm like, and I don't even get to play as much as I usually would. And I'm still sitting there like, I just sit there. I'm like, why? What am I doing tonight? Why? Like, I literally just play for seals. Right. Then that's it. I just try to get all my seals. That's it. That's all I'm playing for. Literally, that's the only reason I play Destiny right now is to get seals. Yeah. Or if Trials is happening,
just like hand cannon. The bottom dollar. People are grinding that in Gambit, and people are grinding the Frozen Sniper in Crucible, and then the rocket launcher in the Vanguard. And they've talked about it. They said, hey, we're gonna up the drop rates. Well, instead of one gun per playlist, why aren't we grinding 5 guns?
Yeah, exactly.
Every new season you launch, there's not 10 new primaries, 10 new energies, and 10 new heavies. How's that hard to do? Just copy pasta.
Yeah.
Copy pasta, the perks of the guns, and reskin old weapons. You're good at that.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
It's not hard to do. But when people ask me, Clyde, why are you doing this? Because like I tell people are like, oh man, Clyde, I can't wait to do these nightfalls. I'm like, why are you doing them? There's no point to grind for your swarm or your shadow price or your palindrome. They're like, why? I'm like, you want the adept version. It has better stats and you're going to be able to get adept mods. I'm like, you really want a palindrome for PvP? Wait until you put, adapt Icarus on it. It's insane.
That's why I haven't done any of them. That's why I'm just waiting for Grandmasters.
Just wait, and just wait. But I'm glad that we talked about the separate sandbox changes because I noticed this in Outriders. Outriders doesn't have PvP.
Okay.
The community was asking for it, and they're like, no. Their blue drops in the demo have perks of Destiny exotics.
Really?
Because, yeah, it's insane. And it could be the most broken loadout in the beginning of the game because there's no PvP.
Yeah,
there's no sandbox to ruin it. So now that they've actually said something in this week's TWAB saying, well, in PvP it's nerfed, but in PvE it's still good. Because that's what we were all talking about. We're like, man, using stasis, using those Duskfield nades, and using some of that stuff in PvE. I mean, I love using overload nades. I mean, the stasis overload nades against champions. It was so nice. And stasis supers are really nice. Ad control's good. So now if they want to take part in separating the sandboxes, I think they should just go full send on it. You tried sniping in Destiny 2 lately? You literally get flinched to your other monitor screen that you don't have. It's terrible. You can't snipe in the game no more. The flinch is terrible. I really think they need to, I've always said, like, if you're sitting at the desk in Bungie or you guys are sitting in the Zoom call, just admit it. Admit defeat. Like, you know what? We messed up. Sandbox, the community, they don't like it. They don't like PvP. Let's just not make any changes. And let's take this whole season to really just worry about PvP and fix it next season instead of little fixes every month going, hey, we've heard your feedback, let's fix this. No, worry about what we're going to do next season. Just admit defeat, but they won't. And like just with the sunsetting deal, just admit you wanted to sunset Mountaintop Recluse, and that was the only way for you to do it, to sunset everything. Now you're going to sun up everything or sunrise, whatever you want to call it. It's just
unretire, coming out of retirement.
Unretire. It's just, you know, communication is key, and I don't care. You know, they can do whatever change they want. I'm still going to play. I don't care how bad they make the game. I'm still going to play. I have passion for the game and I really enjoy playing it. But when I do the same things over and over and over, and I just get to the point where I'm like, crossplay was huge for me. I was looking forward to it. I literally had a countdown on my phone to May 11th.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, we're going to postpone it another season. That hurt.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that don't get to play on multiple platforms. I play on my PlayStation. I play on Xbox. I have the next gens. But it just doesn't feel the same for me. I like playing on PC. I like mouse and keyboard. I like using Discord, you know.
Yeah.
You go on console and it's like, hello, breaker.
I play on PS5. It's not like that. Thank you.
PS5, it's like that. Trust me.
That's
Trust
funny.
me.
That's so true. Oh, I do not miss voice chat. Oh,
You know,
man.
and and you know, I'm not comfortable with the controller as much, and you know, I told myself, I'm like, dude, I just want crossplay to happen. So people like Outriders, again, I'm going back to that game because I've been playing it. You know, it's the only other game I've been playing besides Dark Souls. But you go to like options in the game, you click generate friend code, the code pops up on screen, and whatever platform they're on, they click join friend, type in that code, and they join you. It's amazing. It's awesome. And I'm like, dude, seeing that like brought up PTSD of like, hey, guess what? You got to wait a whole nother season for Bungie to do that. And I'm like, I was really looking forward to just raiding with people. Hey, it don't matter what platform you're on. If you want to come play, just put your name on the list. Let's go.
Exactly. It's like a whole new world of community.
Whole new world. It's going to help out so much, and we have to just wait another season. And then people are like, well, Clyde, they need to test it out.
Test
What
it
are we
with
doing
us
right
in
now?
there.
Test it out right now. We got 60 days to the next season, and we got nothing to do.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do for the next, like literally, I'm not being negative here. I just want everyone to know that. Go look at the roadmap of the game right now. If they don't launch any little surpriser, you have Iron Banner to do. Oh, we got GMs. You got the new strike on the 23rd for season pass holders. The 30th, everybody gets it, so it's going to be the GM. So besides the GMs, the month of April hits. You have one more one more Iron Banner, and get ready for Guardian games.
Oh,
And nothing to do. Nothing to do. This is a perfect time for us to test out crossplay and you know, and then your iconic legendary trophy raid, Vault of Glass, is going to launch the season after, and everybody can play the raid together. But you're going to make us wait. Like, oof. Just dropping the ball.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I feel, yeah.
I'm just more curious what they plan on doing since they pushed back Witch Queen from the fall into 2022.
Yeah, what are we going to do?
Yeah, that made me the most sad. That makes me want to just start playing other stuff because I love playing Destiny. I'm going to, like you said, I'm going to play it constantly too. But like what really, really gets me like hooked, like where I will literally stay up all night and then go to work at 7 a.m. is new expansions, like real new content, not new seasons.
Going to work, no sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Like I will go to
As soon as
work.
you get home from work, you go straight to the computer.
Yeah,
again.
exactly. That feeling, the when you're thinking about it at work feeling, like that doesn't happen because of new seasons for me. That happens because of expansion, especially Witch Queen. Are you kidding me? I mean, I get it. I get.
We were been excited for that for a while, Luke.
We talk about it every week.
Yep.
I mean, I woke up whenever Taken King came out. That's when I worked. I work for myself now, so I don't really have to wake up whenever I can go whenever I want. But I used to work for a place where it was like a 9 to 5. It came out at like it launched at like 4 a.m. or something random. I woke up at 3 a.m. and sat with my buds and in voice chat until 4, and we played all the way until 8:45, and then I went to work, and then I sat there all day, just like, oh, I can't wait to get back. I got to get leveled up. Oh my gosh,
Just
other
thinking
people.
about it.
Yeah, I haven't felt that way in a long time. Especially when I sit down
We'll
to
get
play.
that feeling. It's coming back.
Yeah.
It will be here, but it's just, you know, it's just the little things. But I mean, they're making the right directions. You know, separate sandboxes and doing everything they've been saying in the TWABs, and you know, I really think, the past 2 months of what I've been reading on the game, like all the TWABs and all the updates and all the communication, it's really, really good. It's really solid for the community. But I just feel like, where was this 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And it's, it's just heartbreaking, It's that relationship we love and we hate at the same time. But they just, as long as they keep doing what they're doing, it's fine. But hey, I tried making Trials right, but guess what? It's already canceled again.
Already canceled. Trials
that's
is
another
like
thing though, but people don't want to grind. If people find out there's a way to launch Trials and go straight to the lighthouse, you're gonna do it. You're gonna find the easiest way to get loot, and that's what everybody does. Everybody does that now. Everybody goes, well, how do I get this raid done? How do I get this challenge done? How do I get this nightfall done? I'm not gonna do it. It just came out. I'm gonna let everybody else do it first. I'm gonna find the easy way to do it. Get in there and do it.
yeah.
Jump in there. Go get dumped on for 4 hours, and then feel achieved when you beat it.
Yep. And
But
make
people don't
make
want
friendships too, like in that
Make
process that you wouldn't if you were just like getting on for 10 minutes, cheated to the lighthouse, got your gun you're not
Yeah.
ever gonna use, and then called it a day.
Trials launched day one, whenever that was. What, a year ago?
Yeah, it was a year ago.
It took me 8.5 hours to get to the lighthouse. I lost a lot of games. First lighthouse game we made it to, I was going against one of my day one subs, and he comes in chat and goes, "Sorry, Clyde, take the L." I'm like, "Yep, probably," because I knew he was a good player.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we got beat like 5-1. I was like, "Oh, reset it." Got that it's the game 7 again. Just went up against a really good team. They won 5-3. I'm like, "Hey, we tried. Reset it again." And then we finally made it. When we got that far on the third and final lighthouse game, we got there and we got it. And I looked over at the stream. I'm like, 8.5 hours it took us to get here, but it feels good.
Feels good.
Feels good that we put in the work and got there. And people just don't want that no more.
No,
And
it makes it tough
they
for the
do need
people
to
that
fix
do.
it.
It makes it tough
They
for the
do need
people
to
that
fix
do.
it.
Yeah, they take like when the people that do want to do that are now riddled with there's cheaters constantly, where then it's just like I don't want to put in the work now because my work's not just going to get me to game 7 and someone's going to be cheating.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's people cheating on PC. There's people DOSing on console. There's even people lag switching on console.
I haven't heard that word in a while.
I always tell people there's a way to cheat. People might not know, but there's an adapter that you literally plug into your console, and then it's like a little game genie. Then you plug your controller into it, and you get like aim assist 5000. You got a lag switch option. Like, people buy them, and they're on the internet. And these things are like on Amazon and stuff. So like, if they're that popular in people's search bars, just imagine how many people have them. And it's just it's insane. But like that comment, I'm glad you said that. That comment comes up a lot. People are like, "Well, I don't want to play Trials. I'll run into cheaters." Honestly, like, I don't run into cheaters. Maybe it's just when I play, but like, if you play Trials, most of the time you're going up against just triple stacks.
Yeah.
Maybe a cheater here and there, but like, you could just reset the card and move on. But like you said, it's to the point the player base is so low. If you play 4 cards, you have a chance. You might not run into any of them, but there's also an opportunity where you can run into one every other game.
Yeah.
So it's just it's mainly player base, and I don't know if you guys seen it, but Trials Report tweeted.
I saw that yesterday.
Hey, we know that stuff got canceled, but here's the win trading percentages.
Yeah, I saw that. It was
60% on a Stadia. People went to Stadia to win trade. I tried playing a Trials card on Stadia. The input lag is terrible. But again, it was like free games. But like, I just want to point out that PC had the lowest percentage. PlayStation beat them by 2%.
well, that's not saying much.
That's because all the triple stacks are on PC.
Yeah. Well, no, dude, PlayStation's really sweaty because they have the biggest community.
Yeah, true.
Well, the problem is too, matchmaking. If you have 3 PS5s or 3 Xbox Series X's, you're only facing next gen console playlists.
Is that like official? That's how.
That's official.
Yeah, that's okay. I was unaware of that if it was or not. Like,
Yeah, so you're gonna face the same people all night. Now, if you do 2 new gens and 1 old gen, you get old gen gamers. That's the strat. But yeah, it's just there's a lot of stuff wrong with the matchmaking. So like, you could just keep going down the list, and it's just like, what was it the other day? What was that? Thursday? Yeah, Thursday night. Sweat's like, hey, let's go play Control. I was like, okay. I lasted 2 games. Every game was like a 140 to 140 tie, like a sweat fest. It was just so annoying. I'm like, dude, this is why I don't play PvP.
Yeah.
It's so enjoyable, and I just can't. So I'm just like, dude, fix it, or I just can't do it.
Are you on if you had to be on the team of take Crucible out, like take PvP out of Destiny, would you be on that team, or do you like that it's inside of the game that is technically PvE based originally?
We need PvP in this game to keep the player base.
Yeah.
If they said, hey, PvP is just not working in this game, player base would jump off a lot. I just want to see the game do good.
Yeah.
I want to see the player base improve. I want to see more people watching. You know, there's a lot of people that research this game. Anything about this game, any quest, it's on Google. It's a very simple game to get through. Any quest you have in your inventory, the name of it, in Shining Armor. Type that in.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to tell you, do this, do this, do this, do this. Done. But, you know, look at the YouTube videos. People eat the Destiny 2 YouTube videos up. But people don't watch this game on Twitch. Look at the Twitch numbers.
Yeah.
It's so low. But when there's some new puzzle out, it's cracked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Top 10 directory.
I have, because I have buddies. I'm in like this YouTube Discord. I don't know how I got into it originally. I'm friends with Patty Cakes. He was on here before, and I'm in there, and there's a bunch like Brave Hero and Appa and Castle and like Ascendant Nomad. They're all YouTubers that are in there, and they're like, they share their stats and they're talking about thumbnails and stuff. They're just like thriving right now on Destiny YouTube videos that they're making, like about PvP, specifically PvP. If PvP was gone, their whole audience would just be, they'd be like, these people are so interested in how to get better at PvP.
Well, people eat that up. I mean, you see it, you know. People like the loadout videos, you know, best PvP loadout, or Frostbolt goes 43-0, or, you know, it's, people eat that stuff up. So it's, you know, it's really good for the game. It's just, you know, when you look at, you know, people, it's not just the content creators, but when you really see a lot of the content creators playing PvP, and this is just honest, when Trials comes out, when Trials comes back, you know, let the hype weekend go, and then wait till the next weekend. Go scroll on the directory and watch every single PvP streamers stream. They're not having fun. They're aggravated. They're literally stressed out because they're trying to help people, or you know, they're playing with their friends and they're trying to get flawless games, or, you know, they're playing comp, or just, you know, whatever. No one really enjoys it because it's so difficult to play in the sandbox right now. And it's just, you know, they get frustrated, and, you know, they'll play a few cards, and then they're like, all right, I'm done. I'm gonna go play something else.
Yeah.
And I get it, but it's there's only so much you can physically do. One, we need a no abilities playlist. That needs to be a thing.
Oh my gosh, that
Just
would be
guns
amazing.
only.
That's kind of how
Guns only.
scrims are right now. Like the scrim community kind of brings their own rules into it, which is kind of like that. Which I have buddies, even people in chat right now, talking about scrims. But do you do any scrims ever? Like, do you ever get involved in that kind of stuff?
No, I never did that. Even in D1, never wanted to get into that crazy. Would you get off the wire?
That's why your wire's jacked up.
I never really wanted to get into like the sweats and stuff. It just wasn't a thing for me.
Yeah.
Just because there was always rules, and always there wasn't like any, you know, any purpose to do it, if that's
the
right answer.
Yeah. So you would like, but you would play like a no abilities playlist, like something that's official, like built by Bungie kind of thing. Would you play that more?
No abilities playlist, I'd be in there all the time.
Yeah.
I'd like to get better at PvP. I'd actually like to, you know, work on my shots and my pushing and my ability to play better. But with the game right now, you just can't.
Yeah.
It's to the point where you can't do anything. You literally have to wait for your ability up and freeze someone.
Yeah.
Or just press W and shotgun them the whole time.
Yep.
Just be an ape.
Just be an ape. That's what you said earlier. You're a Titan main, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Like you physically
look
look
at the
like a
guy.
Titan. Like,
Dude, shotgunning is just stupid. I put on bottom tree striker with dune marchers and I just punch people and shotgun them. I'm like, Chad, this does not take any skill. You just push people and shotgun them.
You're that guy.
Well, no, I like sniping. I like sniping sitting back, and I like team shots, and I like to play this. Like, I always tell people, like, you're playing 3v3, you're playing trials, like, you just ape to the other team spawn and you die and they die, and you're like, hey, I traded, where are you at? Well, we weren't ready. We didn't think you were just gonna go full send. They got the res, and now it's 3v2. I'm more of a strategic player.
yeah.
It's like how I kind of like succeeded in D1 when I would help people through trials, because I would just outskill the other teammates by just being like, hey, you two go this way, I'm gonna go Lone Ranger, they're gonna look at you and I'm just gonna kill them all.
Yeah.
Or just basic tactics. You don't need none of that in the current PvP state. It's just chill and look around and who's got a nade and who's got a freezing ability, who can shotgun and who can snipe the other person, or hey, 3 2 1, let's peek with our 120s, because 120s are so balanced. It's just the list goes on and on.
Yeah. True. Sweet. Well, Havoc. What else did you have on the docket for tonight?
Well, I wanted to talk about the 12, but we basically discussed all of it. So like that was done with that. I did have, so how can I word this? So we were like basically all over the place so far. So I'm trying to pinpoint if we may have talked about it or not, or mentioned it. So like when you're talking about at the like you're just the state you're with the game right now is. And basically how I am right now is what's the point? Like for me, like I've been the most casual during this season, and normally I'm hardcore. I play every single day, stream it, all that stuff. But I've been very, very casual. I've been playing other games, doing other things on stream, and my goal, really, honestly, because I don't chase titles or anything like that. I really don't. But like my only goal is just to hit Rick 100 on the season pass. Like that's how casual I've been this season, and I think I'm like 63. So. I'm going to hit that easily. So you mentioned like at this point where you said it yourself, like there's not much to really do other than obviously Tuesday with Grandmasters. Like, but like, is that the only reason why like you're just like, is that the carrot for you right now when Grandmasters hit, they get those adept weapons and like, but once you get that role of that adept weapon, then what? Like, what else for you to do? Like, are you just going to just help other people? Is that like basically how you're going to transition into it? Is like,
yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna help people.
Help other people just to like, and
I'm just gonna help other people and run them, but I'm not like I already told Chad, I'm like, dude, I'm not just gonna run Nightfalls for the next 2 months. I'm gonna help people. They come out. I got some friends to come help on PlayStation, Xbox. We'll get people their adept weapons, and let's say if someone wins a raffle and they're not high enough to do a Grandmaster because you got to be 1325, we'll take you through a 1330 and at least get you that loot drop.
Yeah.
And then but I'm gonna mix in some other stuff. I'm gonna keep continuing to play Dark Souls.
And wrestle your dog.
Wrestle my dog. This is what we do on Sundays. He's nuts. I'm gonna keep continuing to play Dark Souls. I'm gonna finish it because I've put so much time into it already. Get ready for Outriders April 1st. Bear Grylls. Dobermans have a lot of energy.
Yeah, I had a husky. Trust me.
Do you-
dog had a lot of energy.
If you don't play, this is what you have to do. So this is usually my schedule, like 2 hours before I stream. I play with him, run him around.
Just go hard with him. Does he ever go outside and just run? Do you ever just have him just sprint?
He runs in the air, just sprints.
So what you're saying is the reason why he's like this tonight is because it's your fault for not taking him out.
No, before I jumped on the Discord with you, I went on a big walk with him. We walked for like 8 blocks.
He's
So
pumped.
He's being greedy.
He's pumped.
He's being greedy.
He's like, yo, this podcast is lit. I'm gonna be in here this whole time.
And chat loves me, so here I am.
Chat loves him, so it doesn't matter. I think he's awesome. He's entertaining. He's an entertainer. He wants to be a streamer.
Oh, he's very entertaining.
I asked for questions like basically you answered stuff that I was going to ask you, like just with all the stories and stuff that you pretty much said. So like you exhausted all my information and stuff to ask you.
Clyde can talk. That's one thing Clyde can do.
like,
I can talk. I can answer
what about you?
questions.
Do you have anything to ask him? I know you guys have been,
I just want to, well, like, first, I'll say this. This is cool. Like, I want to say thank you, first of all, Clyde, because when I first started streaming, like,
Yeah,
you raided me one night, like, a long time ago, probably over a year ago.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was my first ever raid, like, where, like, some big partner streamer, like, trusted, like, you just sent them to me, and it, like, blew my mind. It, like, honestly pushed me to, like, continue. Like, not that I was going to quit, but, like, dude, it's, you know how it is. It's tough, like, streaming to like a couple people, all like not getting any sleep and then going and working all day, and it's like, man, could I just go sleep instead of
I've
do
had that
this?
feeling. I know what that feeling is. Yeah, I was streaming 12 hours. I was getting ready to go to bed. I was on my last raid of the night, Wrath of the Machine, and I had like, I don't know, 30 viewers, 40 viewers, and Slayer Rage hosted me with like 3,000 people. I'm like, oh, what do I do?
What do I do?
second win. Let's go.
That's
I'm
like,
like, what do I do? And like, people are like, stream. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do another raid. I did like 2 more raids. It was like 5 in the morning. I went to sleep. Alarm went off at 8, and I said, time to go to work.
Has there ever been a time, like I don't think you mentioned this, that you thought about just giving up streaming? Like, I know a lot of people go through, like, streaming is not easy. People think you just slap on, mic, a camera, and just.
I tell people, anytime you want to come sit in the chair and try it, go for it.
yeah,
5-6 years myself, and like it's a grind. Like some people get it, some people get like it's all luck, really, honestly.
Honestly,
So for you, like, you ever been a moment where like you streamed 10-12 hours, Nightbot was your buddy for the longest time, and you're laying in bed like, am I really, like, is this it? Like, ever had those points?
it's not that I wanted to give up. I just always questioned myself, what am I doing wrong? I'm like, I know that I'm not supposed to blow up, because I try and explain that to people a lot that come in a chat. They go, what's your advice on for streaming? Because that affiliate really, really gives people hope. It really does.
False hope.
But it's false hope. Exactly. I think it's cool that you can get affiliated, you can get emotes, you can get a sub button. But that right there, I'll never forget the day that sub alert went off and I had a sub button. Because there was no sub button. If you weren't partnered, you didn't have a sub button.
yeah,
And when the first sub came in, and you guys know the Streamlabs alert, when you go into your alerts and you don't have an alert and it's the zombie.
yeah, the zombie.
I'm like, what was that sound? And it said, this Panther just subscribed. Panther was my first sub, and then one of my mods came through, Benny M87, with a tier 3, and I'm like, we got a sub button. Let's go. Like, because when I got partnered, they're like, oh, 2 to 3 days, you'll have all your paperwork, and we'll finish it. 12 hours later, the sub button went live. So like, I didn't expect it. I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome. We like broke stream. My alerts were like 45 minutes behind. People were cheering bits saying it's 12:01. It was like 12:45.
Yeah,
Like, we
dang.
broke it, destroyed it, and I'm like, that's hope. And then like, you see, again, this is just me of studying people, because that's, I'm a big people watcher. I love doing that. But when people like get down and out about Twitch, if they get denied a partnership or they just don't feel the hope, immediately they go to Twitter. Oh my god, what a crap day. If I just had people just to hang out with, and then 2 days later, oh my god, I got hosted and 50 gifted subs. I love this shit.
yeah,
Don't be like that. Like,
Yeah.
I always tell people, that path to partner is a lie. As soon as it says you've hit 75 viewers, don't apply. if you apply at 75, you're gonna get shut down. You need 100 plus 4 weeks. 100 plus 4 weeks, then apply. You're just flopping it on the table. 100 plus for 4 weeks, you're gonna get denied. That first one's always gonna get slapped, but the second one, guaranteed.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you're partnered in 6 weeks. I've gave that advice to about 6 people. It's worked 6 out of 6. But the other people, you know, I always tell people, like, I don't care if you stream for 2 years. If you only hold 10 viewers, that's your 10 viewers.
Yes.
If you get 1, that's your 1 viewer. As soon as you treat Twitch like a job, you fail. You do. I mean, it's, you know, it's just, it's different.
Like percentage of like the
It's
average
different.
person, like it's like what percent of average, the average streamer is like what percent of getting like 15 viewers or something.
Yeah, if you really, like, some people just like to stream because they're like, I mean, let's be real here. Perfect example. You get a costume, you're like, hey, cops and robbers, you know, fuck, you know, hell yeah, you know, like, you know, bang bang, handcuffs, you know. Maybe you're into some weird stuff with the girls. I don't know. You know what I'm saying though, but like, you feel that entitlement, like, you know, I didn't say the full word, Maddox. I cut it off. We heard it. But you know, maybe when you're streaming, maybe you turn the lights on and you're like, you put your headset in your microphone and you're like, hey guys, I used to talk to chat when no one would watch. I'm like, hey chat, look at this, watch this. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do you know, Court of Orcs by myself. I used to talk to myself, but then a random viewer would be like, hey, what's up? I'm like, oh, hey. You know, like,
This is up.
some people want that experience of feeling like a streamer. I totally get it. But like, if you really want to do it, you just got to grind. You know, I always tell people, like, just randomly hit someone up, find someone that's your size, network. I didn't network. I was a lone wolf.
Yeah.
I regret it. I always tell people, hit someone up and say, hey, let's play sometime. And when you play with them, don't stream. Because they're going to be like, why aren't you streaming? I just wanted the game, man. I don't want you to feel like I'm using you.
Yeah.
Because every time people would ask me to play, hey, guy, you want to do a multi? Do you want to tell people they like your pizza, but tell them to come down the street and get my pizza because
Yeah.
it's better?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, no. And I literally get those DMs till this day. People are like, hey, love to play with you. Love to make a YouTube video content. It's like, dude, you literally just said you wanted to use me.
Yeah, that's literally
Like,
what they're
that's
saying.
not cool.
Like try to get that organic like friendship. They just
Yeah.
want to hop
And then
over there,
people,
like, all right,
and then you get
let's-
messages like people, oh, you never want to play. I stream 6 days a week. You know where to find me. You want something? Come ask me.
Yep. You answer.
And it's just different. And I noticed that when I started streaming, you know, and I built my community different off that. You know, and I tell people, you know, I tell them like, hey, you know, like, big thing with no, we're not throwing any shameless plugs here, but Artesian, you know, we just celebrated over 100 PCs sold with my code. There was
That's
PC
amazing.
companies that were telling me that I wasn't good enough, or they just give me some crap contract like, oh, you're only gonna get this amount of money. Your audience is only gonna get $50 off, and if they don't spend this much, we're only gonna give them $20 off. And you know what? Your numbers just aren't there. Who's laughing now? Because the people that you just pay, there's some companies out there, they pay streamers to just support them. You know, they'll pay them like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month just to promote them. And I smoke those numbers. There's not a lot of people that can say they did what I did.
No, it's not
Gamer
easy to
subs
do
broke
that.
their
Like,
record.
you're killing it. That's insane.
But
I
I've
love it.
trained my community to be like that.
Yeah.
So
You do the same thing with
control
gamer
your
subs,
audience.
too.
You can have 10 people watching, but those 10 people support you more than 100 viewers in another person's stream. That's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
That people don't understand that, and then they just get that numbers in their head. Their numbers, and oh man, look at this streamer. He just celebrated 300,000 subs on YouTube and 300,000 on Twitch. You can be better. You know, you don't know that, and that's what people don't understand. You know, about Twitch. It's a weird place, but you know, you can have fun with it. But people, you know, I feel like you have to have that feeling of, do I want to quit? You know, because it's just gonna make you do better.
Yeah.
It's gonna make you do better. But if you really want to find your niche, you know, you kind of just have to just be patient. I mean, I have that right now with YouTube. You know, I'm like, damn.
So you started doing YouTube. You mentioned like.
Yeah, I did YouTube. Clyde's Corners. They took off, man. People were watching them. I was getting like 15, 20,000 a hit. Now my videos are getting like 3,000, 5,000. It's still cool. My audience appreciates it, but I'm like, man, and the YouTube algorithm sucks. But I'm like, I don't want to be like, hey guys, GsxrClyde here, back again with another guide on how to shoot your gun today. I don't need to tell you how to play the game. Hey, put on this gun and go into this nightfall. Boom, bang, boom, bong, done. No. But if I actually provide cool content like, hey, this is how you solo flawless a mission. And I do like voiceovers, I do commentary, I tell you hey, when you get in this room, look left, break that shield. People really like those videos. But then some schmuck posts a video like, haha, I got 25-0 in PvP and they get 200,000 views. We don't care about those stupid PvP videos. I'm sorry, I love their content, but I just get salty and I'm like, dude, I'm doing something wrong. I hate YouTube, but I'm like, I'm still gonna do it. So again, it brings me back to that saying, even if 2 people watch the video, it's 2 people that appreciated the video. So, but me, I would like to find my niche. You know, I've been starting to do these tower talks, kind of what we're doing right now, where people can ask me Q&A for 2 hours once a week. Which, oh man, by the way, I gotta upload that one. Whoops.
Yeah.
But you know, but the funny Mimi, Clyde's Corner, you know, stuff people enjoy. But you know, I want to find other content. Like, what can make Clyde different than anyone else? Like, someone when they're like, "Hey, Clyde's video's out. It must be cool." I got nothing.
So, what do we expect a TikTok, Clyde?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a TikTok.
Get TikTok
Someone
going.
stole my name.
Oh my
Really?
gosh! Of course.
Yeah, I
they
made
did.
a TikTok. It was like at GsxrClyde on Twitch. I had to make that because at GsxrClyde was taken. They don't follow no one. It's a fake account. So I hit them up on Twitter and I said, hey, that's my account. I need it. And they said, send us an email. I sent them an email like a week ago. And I'm pretty much just battling them back and forth in emails. But I'm trying to get that username. And then all I'm going to do is just take clips from Twitch chat and throw them on TikTok.
Yeah, dude, take some of your best Clyde's Corner stuff. The funniest clip from that.
Yeah, the funniest
that stuff
clip of the
pops
day.
off, bro. That's TikTok's algorithm is like non-existent. You get it's it's limitless with like.
Oh, my buddy right now, he was in the Destiny directory, and he stopped playing Destiny. Now he went to Call of Duty, and he's like known on Call of Duty TikTok now, and he's like he just got partnered. He's killing it.
Yeah.
He literally took his 10 viewer stream in Destiny to a 300 plus concurrent in Call of Duty. So it's, you know, it's there. But again, it's everybody's doing TikTok now. Everyone's doing the other stuff, but social media is the way to go. It's, you know, but again, you don't need it. You don't need YouTube. You don't need Twitter. You don't need none of that to grow as a streamer. But there's going to be a point where you get to that time in your career where you're like, well, it would help, but you guys know how it is. You tell people all your social medias, they don't. They come in a chat, hey, I didn't know you were streaming today. I didn't know this giveaway is going on. Well, didn't you check my Twitter? No? Oh, that's why you missed out.
Yeah, that's why you missed it.
Are you in the Discord? No? Oh, that's why you missed out. Hey, Clyde, it's Monday. I still need to do my weekly reset raids. Guess you weren't in Discord.
Yeah.
It's, you know how it is. You tell people to do the stuff, and it's either they do it or they don't. But it's
Yeah. I literally have a schedule now, and I tell people, be like, I don't stream on Saturdays or Sundays. They'll be like, you streaming tonight on Saturday night? No, I don't. I don't stream on Saturday. I have it's on every single place on the internet that I don't stream on Saturday night.
Yeah,
hey,
it's how it is, man.
Yeah,
it's you know, it's a daily grind, man. It's tough, you know. Even I question myself sometimes, like, what can I do to just, you know, be better? And, you know, I honestly just come up with the same answer: nothing. Just be you and have fun. And when it gets to the point where you don't have fun, you know, I mean, I admit it, with everything going on, like, I need a break. I need you know, I need a vacation. I'd like to go on a nice trip for Guardian Con, but hey, you know, we're supposed to hear something tomorrow. I don't know if they're...
Gosh, I hope. I was supposed to film it last year, and I hit my dude up, and the main company that's filming it, they're gonna stop doing events. So he's He's like, we're like bidding with Rare Drop to see if we can get it now. So it's a little stressful, but I kind of hope we don't get it so I can just come hang out with everybody, to be honest, and not have to work the whole time. But I hope that tomorrow we find out it's either in person or it's not.
If they cancel it, I mean, I don't know, man. I think I'm still gonna go get a nice place down there and just take a nice couple days off.
You need a break, bro.
I need a break, man. I miss that. It's just like, hey, I understand people want to travel, but I'll just be like, hey, people want to make the trip. I got beers and steaks on the grill, and I'm gonna be lazy for a couple days and just party, man. Because I need a break, man. It's been 2 years now, and really haven't done anything. Just been grinding, And I'm happy, but it'd be nice to just sit back and
just take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath, man. Yeah. I mean, it's I try when I'm at my house. I'm like, look, like usually on Sundays, like not today because I was doing stuff, but most days off, I don't even go in my stream room. And I always tell people that, like, when you're taking work or streaming or whatever, like, turn your work phone off, don't go in your stream room and avoid it, and just enjoy your day. You feel so much more mentally prepared for the next day because you're not dealing with emails. You're not sitting, because any streamer sits in front of their computer on their off day, it's done. They're going to start reading stuff. They're going to start doing DMs. They're gonna, as soon as the little light goes on in Discord, you're like, oh, offline. I'm hiding. Yeah. Like, there's always something going on. So it's just, it's it's a ride. That's why I tell people, like, hey, you want to do it, but it comes with the job,
Yeah. That'll be tough too, because I don't know personally. I don't know if you're like in a relationship or if you have anything like that. Yeah. But once, if you are in one, like I'm married, so I have to be able to figure out ways to balance all my things. So I feel like that's probably going to be, that's just like a tough thing to figure out how to do in work-life balance.
Well, you stream right now when she goes to bed, right?
Yeah, she goes to bed and then I stream. So, because I like to chill with her in the evening just to make sure
that's
I'm
smart.
not like.
That's smart.
I chill with her in the evening and then because I don't want to come straight home and just start playing games. It's just, I'm not.
Yep,
it's not.
I do the same. I got 3 kids. Yeah, spend the time, and then when they go to bed.
I don't have none of that, so.
Yeah, you're just lone wolf right now.
Lone wolf, man. Why have 1 when I can have 5?
Take every.
Did you have anything else you wanted to ask him?
I wanted to see. Well, first I want to say I think you're probably one of the most authentic humans on the internet I've met, which is what makes you successful. I'm not saying that as like I just keep saying nice stuff. I'm not trying to suck up to you. I'm just being honest.
You could tell it's 100% genuine. I appreciate it.
You're authentic, and that's what's making like you're authentic about. You're not like the Twitter stuff. Like if you're struggling with something, you're not gonna just go straight to Twitter. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm saying blah blah. You're authentic. You're honest with people. You care about people, and you're authentic. I really appreciate that about you.
I tell people all the time, you can like me or hate me. If you respect me, that's all I care about. I care about people's respect.
Yeah.
It might be like, hey, that Clyde guy's an idiot, but I respect his grind, and he knows it. That's all I care about. I try and just give that image off, and just like today, guy drove up from Indiana, met him at Red Robin. We had a burger, damn good too.
Love Red Robin.
And he brought me three 1-pound rolls of deer summer sausage with jalapeno and cheese in it. Those rolls aren't cheap. You have to take your deer meat there, and then the butcher has to make those.
Yeah.
He gave me 3 bottles of Indiana whiskey. Like, I was gonna put it on Twitter tomorrow and say thanks, but like even he was saying the same stuff. He's like, yo, thank you for just being real. He's like, you're the same dude in real life. I'm like, well, yeah, and I'm not censored because of Twitch. But,
yeah.
But he's like, and it's just really cool, man. And I don't do this just to hear it. I'm just me. And I appreciate it. I appreciate you saying that. And,
yeah, it's awesome.
OH, brother.
Oh, IO. Woo. We're gonna have to meet up in person, dude. Like I've been wanting to. It's at that awkward moment where when do I say, hey, I'm just gonna come to Cleveland and find where you live.
Hey, well, like I said, I'm definitely. I keep talking about it, but I'd like to do I want to do like a Cedar Point meetup.
Oh my gosh, I'm in. I love roller coasters.
Well, even if people don't like roller coasters, it's family friendly.
Yeah. So
like it could be a thing. But if for some reason it doesn't happen, we'll link up. We'll figure something out.
Heck yeah, dude. I want to make.
I think it was 2 years ago. I had a little meetup. People drove up. I picked a nice. It was a brand new renovated hotel right off the freeway. People drove up. They stayed for the weekend. We had drinks and kicked it. We went down to the Cleveland West Side Market, showed people the market, walked through the market, and got gyros, and then we went to some bars and stuff, and just,
Dude.
we just kicked it. But that's definitely needed.
Yes, I just had like 2 weeks ago, and there's people in chat. A couple of people in chat right now. My wife said we were going on an anniversary trip, and we were just gonna like, since we don't live somewhere, she rented an Airbnb in the city I live in, so I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh sweet, we're gonna get away and be by ourselves because we're just living at my in-laws. And we go to this Airbnb, and I get there, and I'm like, so what are we doing? She's like, just wait like 20 minutes. I'm like, what the heck are we waiting for? And someone knocks on the door, and I open it, and it's Maddox, who's in chat right now. Him and his girlfriend drove here.
I've seen that video.
Yeah.
I've seen that video on Twitter.
Him and his girlfriend drove from Florida to come hang out with us all weekend. Like, that's my favorite part about like this whole streaming thing is.
Yeah, I've seen that actually. Yeah, I've seen that on Twitter.
Yeah, he posted a little video about it. And then DC, who's another person, he lives really close to me. He came as well. And it's just like, I love meeting people. So like getting to see each
you were
other.
standing outside his house, and you're like, hey, get ready.
Yeah.
And you walked up, and you were surprising him. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, good times.
Yes, he noticed you, Maddox. You exist in Clyde's eyes. I had a similar thing too when I went to Guardian Con. One of my clanmates, she flew from Idaho to meet me because I lived near Chicago. I live in Illinois, so we met for the first time at Guardian Con. So that was neat. Although to this day, yes, I'm bringing it up, Luke.
Oh gosh, here we go. I didn't.
20 feet away from me, didn't want to say a word.
I was editing a wedding video at Garden Con because I was in the middle of my busy season. So I'm editing.
That happens all the time.
I'm sitting there editing, and I saw him on Twitter. I saw him on Twitter. I'm like, I think that's that guy. I don't know. I didn't know who he was, but I didn't say anything because I was busy. I was just editing. I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything now. If it's now, I'm gonna say something to everyone. I usually say something to everyone, but for some reason I just didn't say anything. He just gives me crap about it to this day.
Oh, dude, people tell me that all the time at Guardian Con. They're like, Clyde, sorry I didn't see you. I'm like, I'm hard to miss.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
You saw me.
They're like, oh, well, I was yelling, Clyde, you didn't turn around. I'm like, no, you didn't. I'm like, not you lying. I'm like, it's cool, man. I'm like, just say hi,
Yeah.
I do that all the time. Like, I'll just notice someone. I'm like, I did that last time at Guardian Con. Like, I knew this one dude, man. He always hit me up. He always hit me up for advice. Like, he'd be like, hey, Clyde, do you think this is cool on stream? Should I do this? And I'm like, I'm standing there with a meet and greet, and I'm like talking to people, and I'm talking to this guy's son, and I'm like taking a picture with him, and I look over and I see him, and he's like standing there, and he like looks away. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make him really uncomfortable, and I'm just gonna walk up to him, like, hey man, what's up, dude? I'm like, oh my god, it's him! I'm like yelling in the he's like, dude, chill. I'm like, no man, huge fan.
Huge fan. That's amazing.
And like he still DMs me to this day. He's like, dude, you made me feel so uncomfortable, but it's really cool that you did that. I felt
but like in a good
Superman.
way, right? He probably felt so special because of that, like deep to his core.
I'm like, dude, just that's just how I am, man. Like I'll walk up and talk to anybody, Like,
so you're easily approachable is what you're saying.
Oh, easily approachable, yeah. Like that's what, yeah. And like that's what I did like the first night, like the first year I ever went to Guardian Con, like everyone I was with, they're like, oh, we're tired. I'm like, all right, I went to the bars by myself. I just walk up to people, what's up, what's up, what's up? I'll just talk to everybody. I'm like that kind of person, like very talkative. I can just walk up to a group and fit in.
Yeah.
But like I always tell people, like, because there's sometimes that people will go to these con events and they'll just get egoed, they'll get ignored. Like I always tell people, like, if you see me, come say what's up. Like you want to grab lunch, you want to plan something, let's do it. Like I'm down, because like we took I think we took like what 80 something people to a restaurant 2 years ago, and we literally walked in and we're just like, hey, we have 80 people, we'd like to get some dinner, and they're like, oh, we can't do that. It was the funniest thing ever, because I wanted to take my one buddy to the Cheesecake Factory, but when I called, they said, you don't make reservations. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, oh, we don't do reservations. I'm like, if you don't make reservations in Cleveland, you don't get to eat.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, no. So we kept walking down this big strip of all these restaurants, and finally this one was like, we can fit you. We all piled in there and had a blast.
That's amazing.
Hey, Quest, dropping 20.
Yeah, holy cow.
Yeah, that's Quest. He's nuts.
He's one of your people, all right.
Yeah, he misclicks a lot.
He accidentally pressed gift
He's got a
coin
macro
subs.
set to his keyboard where he misclicks subs.
Wow.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Quest. That's unbelievably kind.
Wonder.
It's going to go straight to our subs all go straight to the guests. I'm just kidding. That'd be a good way to get guests on here. Every sub goes to the guests.
Are you seeing now we have to pay for guests now? That's kind of no.
Maybe. I'm just kidding.
No.
Let's end with this. Clyde, I want you to tell us one really good story about just anything. It could be
Time.
just
Jeez,
something.
The stories you told us earlier were really good. I mean,
They were
Story time with
amazing.
Clyde,
I just want to end with another. Oh my gosh, more gifted subs. Holy cow.
There's Oreo. Hey, misclick. Settle down there, Rangers. Okay. Really good story. I'm trying to think of one that my chat hasn't heard.
Yeah, something
something
that
to be
you have to
possible
be here to
fighting.
hear.
Some juicer.
ooh.
Well, Rob told you guys all the funny stories when we were building the desk.
Yeah,
I've
those
been
were
telling
some
a
good
lot
ones.
of. I've been telling some good ones. I'm trying to think of it's like stream memories.
So you put the man on the spot, Luke. Now look at like.
I'm
just trying to think of something good. Like I could just start spilling out a story right now, but you know, it's
This is why he's a good content creator. He's trying to figure out the best story.
trying to think of like just a really good one.
While you're thinking about it, I want to propose something. I keep doing this I've been trying to propose this to Khan since he lives close to you, but he's been on lockdown with stuff. Whenever
My roommate.
things open up soon, like I'm a filmmaker full time. I want to make mini docs on partnered streamers to kind of tell their story in a way, like some sort of unique video, like just completely free, just to do, because I like making docs. If you're down, I want to make one for you because I'm trying to do them for people that live in Ohio first, and then see how they go,
That'd be
and then
dope.
push outside, like something real cinematic, like like some tight
Have you
shots
tried
of you,
to hit up
Clyde,
Khan yet?
like some real tight up shots of you.
Khan's a homie, so
Oh, yeah, he was my roommate in at Guardian Con. So he been.
Khan's a homie. Like
Yeah.
it's
He was
the,
in for it. We have to wait till all the restrictions go away because he's immune compromised. So he wanted to make sure
most definitely.
that
That's
I
good.
wasn't just.
I would just.
flying through.
I'm actually just gonna. I'm just gonna tell the story of my community. I mean,
Let's do
just
it.
stuff they've done.
I'm ready.
Do it. Brag about your community. Let's hear it.
Just brag about them. I mean, that's tent. Just stuff they've done. So, you know, in the past, you know, there's been times where, and this is just what makes streaming more wholesome, and you know that you have a good community because you know you're gonna have immature kids. You're gonna have, I like to call them, you know. There's no way for me to say it PG, but they're shitters.
Yep.
And my Discord is a shitter-free zone. I always tell them, like, look, you know, that's it. No matter what, you act like an idiot once, you're gonna do it again. So I kind of keep that out, and that's why people respect it, because you know it's literally ran like a business in that Discord. You're there to make friends and play video games, so you're not playing alone. It's simple. You're building a family. You don't want that? Go somewhere else. You know. And just the stuff they've done, you know, there's been times where they've, you know, helped people out personally with you know, physical or mental situations, put money together and bought people PCs, like literally, you know, that's what's cool about Artesian, that they build all people's PCs online. You know, I've seen them put together their funds just to build a PC for people like Candy and Scarlet and unmentioned names, and I don't want to drop other names because then people will find out about it. But you know, just the stuff they've done is just insane. Where it just doesn't happen. They bought me this chair. They bought me this Steelcase Jester from Artesian, and you know, they didn't tell me until Artesian was building my PC.
That's amazing.
You know, and that was very nice. It's, you know, little things like, you know, supporting, you know, any little thing I do, and I always give back. You know, I always do that a lot. I've always focused that, like, you don't get where you get without the support you get from your family or your friends or your Twitch chat. So you have to give back. And I do that all the time. You know, I tell people, hey, you know, you want to spoil me and you want to gift subs or you want to dono, whatever, you know, because I don't ever tell people to do that. But guess what? We're gonna give back. You know, we're gonna give back. I'm gonna give you guys stuff. You know, last year I gave away 5 PCs. And they're like, Clyde, you do too much. People are just gonna be like, hey, when's the next giveaway? So what? If people want to be around just for that, that's fine. But I feel like I have to give back because I don't think it's fair. It's not fair for me to just take everything in. And some people are like, dude, just let it happen. I'm like, I can't. I have to give back. I have to show that I appreciate the support, you know. And, you know, just the cool things that Chad has given me to do. You know, I literally got a full tour through Children's Miracle Network Hospital and, you know, got to play with the kids and play with video games. And like, then we went and crushed it and raised $30,000 in one weekend, and knowing that, you know, the money goes to that, and it's just really cool. And which that was an experience alone. Like that hospital was amazing. And you know, just being able, you know, with James, me and James work, we would do those streams from Pensacon, a live stream from Pensacon. I got to hang out with, like, you know, people from Harry Potter and like WWE, and like it was really good. Like growing up, I watched like WWF, and I'm like, oh, Edge and Christian, Tom Hardy. I mean, not Tom Hardy, he's an actor.
The Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys.
Like, Christian sitting next to me, talking to me on the stream, like, what are you guys doing here? And we're like, oh, we're raising money. And like me and him are talking about like wrestling. And then that night we end stream. He's in the bar. He's like, you want to have a drink? I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
He's like, order whatever you want. I'm like, oh, hey. You know, Crown Royal on the rocks. He's like, hey, whiskey. I'm like, yeah. He's like, and then we're just chilling. I'm like, this is cool. Mom, I made it.
Yeah, Mom, I did it.
You know, and then like in the morning, I'm literally going to the airport, and Honky Tonk Man sitting in the van with me.
Oh my God.
That's old school. I'm like, dude, Honky Tonk Man. I'm like, you were Intercontinental Champion. Like, it was just really cool. And then like, we go to the next con, and there's like Captain Kirk. I wasn't a big Star Trek guy, but it's Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
You know, and then like, I'm in the bathroom washing my hands, and I get bumped, and I'm like, what the hell? I almost fell over. It's Kevin Nash. He's like, hey man, sorry, I just got knee surgery. Scott Hall comes walking in, and I'm like,
Hey yo.
hey yo. I'm like, bro. They're like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, nothing. And they're just like, what brings you out here? And I told them about the stream, and they're like, hey man, that's really cool, man. Keep it up. I'm like, this is nuts. Like, then you just see people, like you see like Power Rangers. Jason David Frank, he you know, he was the Green Ranger. Like he sat down with us, and he's like helping raise money. And I'm like, this dude's cool. And then like Jason Mewes, and like the list goes on. So you just do, you know. And then I go back to the story I told when I first started streaming with Joey T, where his dad flew me out there. Like all the experiences you know you get just from streaming. It's because of the community, and countless times of crazy things that always happen. And you know, I'm just thankful.
Man, that
I love it. You're inspired. I feel inspired. Like, I know we're just doing a Destiny podcast tonight, but like you're inspiring me in general with the whole content. Like not just content, but just in
Just
general.
run
Your,
full forward, man.
your story is
Don't even walk,
inspiring.
Just run.
Yeah, just sprint. And I think the chat and the listeners, or whoever's watching this, if you're watching this later, listen to this guy. He's authentic, and he's seeing success from working really hard and being good at it.
and the advice he's giving you is it's not to hurt you, it's to help you.
Yeah.
So help you.
Because again, he's a people watcher. He watches people's mistakes and knowing like I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it this way. So like,
Never
he's
surrender.
basically giving you the playbook.
Never surrender, man. That's it.
Yeah, like that's
I
man.
love
I
it.
like you talk about me, man. Oh,
Awesome.
We made it a longer episode on purpose. We were having fun.
Yeah, this was great. I'm always down to make it longer. I did a podcast with Last Word, and it was like 4 hours once, and I was like, what, 4 hours? It felt like we've been here for 30 minutes. Like sometimes you just get talking to someone, and you know, it's awesome. Well, sweet, man. Well, I think that's probably about it for tonight. Thank you so much. Where can we find you? I mean, everyone that's here is probably already knows where you are.
projects, anything coming up?
Yeah.
Your platform.
Everything's GsxrClyde. It's pronounced Jigsaw if people have some troubles. I know it's a motorcycle. It just stuck. But GsxrClyde on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. You can even use that for Discord. It's discord.gg/GsxrClyde. I think we're like over 7,000 people in there as well. It's a cool place to hang out. A lot of Destiny gamers in there. They play Apex, Among Us, pretty much everything. Outriders. Anything coming up? Not really. I mean, I'm just getting ready for Outriders launch. I'm gonna try that out. I'm gonna finish Dark Souls tomorrow.
Heck yes.
I go up against Pontiff Sullivan. I guess he's one of the hardest bosses in Dark Souls 3. I'm petrified. And then tomorrow night at around 10:30, I'm gonna be playing some Destiny with True Vanguard. He said he wants to do a couple Nightfalls. He wants to get some pallies, so we'll get some palindromes with him. And then Tuesday, get ready for the Grand Master.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. I'm
For
hyped
our
about it.
Adept Swarm.
Yeah. Can't wait. That's huge. Perfect.
Cancel that.
Why would you start with that?
I don't know.
I
To
hope they
keep us
switch it
around?
Please don't make it Adept Swarm. Just switch it around.
They just change. Yeah. Sweet. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone who came tonight. It's such a fun podcast. Thank you so much, Clyde. This was awesome. Like seriously,
Showed
thank you
up in
so
chat?
much. Yeah. Thank you for getting your chat to follow up. Like the chat has been going hard tonight. Holy cow.
It's been crazy. They need to stop. Like, seriously, they need to stop.
They're killing it.
But for those people who are watching or may have missed the podcast tonight, we after we're done here, we upload the audio portion. If you'd like to listen to podcasts on the go, we upload this bad boy to Anchor, and obviously it distributes to all the other platforms out there: Spotify, Apple Podcast, got it right this time, Google Music, etc., etc. But you'd like to watch the video portion, we do upload it over to our YouTube channel, The Destiny Nerds. Yeah, again, you guys, the chat, you guys have been crazy. We do appreciate all the support as always. Clyde and Thor, we can't forget Thor.
Yeah. Thanks, Thor, for being here.
Yeah.
Man, we need to get more guests with animals because that was awesome.
Yes.
Like-
And we got to
like-
get you back on here again soon. So if you ever want to come back.
Our past guests, like we would like to bring them back on to see if like their outlook of Destiny has changed, or like we know how you feel today, but who knows how you may feel.
We'll talk to you in a few months when you're a full-time Outriders streamer.
Destiny, what?
You're just 10,000 average viewers, 1 million followers in a month. It's gonna happen.
The dream, right?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Sweet.
well, we'll see how it is. We'll see how the content goes. I got faith though, but it's always good to play variety and break out into other things. So
Heck yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week if I don't mess it up. We love you so much. We'll see you all later.
Appreciate it, everybody.
Adios.
Have a good night.